Hi, it's me, Vicky Marie. Oh, yeah, I've gone live. Another disaster with the times. I can't get. Yes, it was supposed to be Trish. It was, but anyway, let me say hello to everybody. Some people have been waiting a little while. I just got the times completely wrong again. Where are we? So, hi, Chumba. You were the first. You weren't late. When you're not late, I'm late. When I'm on time, you're late normally. And you might be asleep by now, I don't know. Hi, Princess. Hi, David. Oh, look, I can see you've been chatting a little bit between yourselves, which I do like that. Oh, everybody worrying about where I am, because I am normally on time, but you know, I have problems. It's this computer. I set it on the computer, and no, Princess, that wasn't a live that I did before 2 hours ago. That was a video. So what I wanted to do was put the video. So what I said in the description box, I know not everybody reads the description box, but what I said was, have a look at this video. I wanted you to have a look at it and just see what you thought. And then I wanted to go through it with you and, like, you know, we could have some thoughts about it. So, oh, dear me. I don't know. Hi, Vicky. I'm so sorry. Hi, Pauline. Oh, computer again. I know I blame it all on the computer, but it genuinely is true. See, my computer now, this computer, it's saying, oh yeah, it's saying that it's 20 to 8. But it's not, is it? It's 20 to 7 in the UK. So my computer's obviously on Spanish time. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Ruth. I wasn't live earlier. Hi, Trish. Hi, Joanne. People obviously thought it was live, but that wasn't live. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Zen Bumblebee. Oh, we'll be gentle with you, don't worry. Hi, Maltese. Okay, so I'm here. And now I'm explaining. So the video that I put on earlier, that was just a video for you to look at. We are going to look at it again, but I wanted you to watch it and get some ideas and see what you thought, like, for the live. Because it's funny. I mean, I've talked about Andrew Snowden before, but I don't think I've been into any great detail with it. And then some people, some new subscribers, etc. Oh, by the way, that's something that I wanted to say. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. So I'm now on 2,185 subscribers, which is actually more than my Spanish channel. So that's nice. Hi, 411. Hi, Pauline Smith. So yeah, because sometimes people on the other video that I did about the email that I sort of got from him, it wasn't really from him, it was from his office. People were saying, "Oh, did you really say? Oh, well, you know, the prisons are full." When somebody asked him, like, what's the achievements that you've achieved in the first 2 years of being police commissioner or police crime, and he actually did, oh, well, the cells are fuller, you know, so he thinks he's doing well. But I've got to be fair, I did look up just before I came on, that's what I was doing really when everybody was on, to see what the Lancashire crime statistics were. Now, if you live in Lancashire, Lancashire is the 22nd most dangerous county in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. And in 2022, the overall crime rate was 83 crimes per 1,000 people. And the most common crimes were violence and sexual offences, I'm sorry to say, which happened to roughly every 40 out of 1,000 residents. In fact, what I'm going to do is share this tab instead of the other one that I was sharing. So yeah, so it is quite a dangerous county. And the most dangerous town of, well, the most dangerous larger town or city in Lancashire is Blackpool. Which, do you think that's because that's a tourist area? It's possible, isn't it? It's possible it could be because it was a tourist area. Sorry, I just had a message for him, but it's probably just to tell me that I'm live. So yeah, there are safer parts of Lancashire, starting with Aughton. I don't even know where Aughton is. Aughton. That is the safest area in Lancashire. So if you live in Aughton, you're in the safest area. And that's followed up by Longton in second place and Thornton in third place. So if you're in the Blackpool area, you're in the most dangerous area of Lancashire. Just a little bit of, let's have a look at the violent crime map, actually. I don't know whether I'll be able to get into that one. Oh, you have to go to the postcode, yeah. And we've sort of looked at something like that, haven't we, before? But then I looked at, let's get this up, the Lancashire crime statistics. And here on Plum Plots, whatever that is, it did say that compared to the national crime rate, Lancashire's crime rate is 110%. So in other words, it's a lot, isn't it? And violent crime makes up 32.9% of all crimes reported in the county. However, the total number of violent crimes is 59.3 thousand, but this number has decreased by 6.8% when compared year over year in the period of June 2022 to May of 2023. So it has gone down. It's decreased 6.8%. Of course, you know, figures can be manipulated. Oh, look, going down there, Lancashire Constabulary. Let's have a look what we've got. In May 2023, there were 4,856 ASBs. What is an ASB? Anyway, there were 613 burglaries, 108 robberies, 672 vehicle crimes, 5,208 violent crimes, shoplifting 773, CD and A. I hate these bloody initials because I never know what they are. And then we've got other 828 and drugs 280. I thought there would have been more drug crimes than that. That was more than April, look. So April, the drug crimes were 180, but I think the trouble with figures, statistics, they can be manipulated. So if there's a concentration in arresting, you know, people on drugs, you know, people dealing drugs or whatever, if that's a particular operation that the police is doing, then there will be higher amounts of drugs. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that because I'm going to go back onto, I need to sort my camera out because I don't think I'm on the right camera. Let's have a look. I think you can see me okay. Yeah, you can see me okay, but I'm on the computer camera and I want to be on the webcam. No, having said that, the computer's okay, but let's see. Why is nothing? Oh, do you know, I can't wait. Oh, it's not that I can't wait to get home because I'm actually really loving being here in Manchester and seeing my family. I've got tonight my niece, she's gone out with her fiance, they've gone to friends. That's why I could do a live tonight, because normally all the time tomorrow I'm going off to stay with my sister for a week, so it'd be difficult because we were going to see, there's just so many family members to see. My family's too big. But it's nice, so it's lovely to see everyone. So I thought I'll, yeah, don't go to Blackpool. I just thought, I'll do a live while I've got a chance, you know, because obviously it's difficult when there's people around, etc. And I came in because in the room where I'm staying, the internet's not very good. Oh, anyway, never mind. So I'm here. So I don't know how that, I don't know what CDNA is. Perhaps you, yeah, a lot of violence. Assault and battery. Of course, it's assault and battery. I do hate initials. Yeah, Joe H, you're right, because if they looked into the statistics in Benidorm or any other place where people go on stag and hen parties, there's probably, oh gosh, they've just arrived in Blackpool an hour ago. Sorry. Well, I think what Joe said there is correct. Probably it's because of stag and hen parties and things like that, so the big problems. Blackpool is satanic. Built on a pentagram, lots of tunnels. Oh, well, I don't know about that. I don't know anything about satanic. Yeah, Charlie, Blackpool towering above the crime statistics. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, David, now you're going to be getting worried about your wife, etc. But don't, because I think probably most of because the 411 there is saying about along Blackpool promenade there is a gang of boys who terrorise the local shops, attack and rob the tourists. Well, I'm sure the police are on top of that. Hope so. So yeah, no Blackpool rock. I wonder if well, makes you wonder, doesn't it? There's a lot of connections to Blackpool, wasn't there, with the Nicola Bulley case? But when I was a kid, we used to go to a teenager. We often used to get the train into Blackpool before I could drive, and then when I could drive, we would drive up for the weekend. We would stay in B&B. Not Airbnb then, they were, but proper bed and breakfast, and go out, and it was always good nightlife, etc. We'd go and see the lights. It's not that far from Manchester, so it was a popular place that we used to go and see. Yeah, yeah, Rachel, just look at the stats. If you just put in crime rate in Hampshire, it will come up. Well, Sarah Penton Stewart, I have loved it being cooler because it's only 17 degrees here. It's rained again. Yesterday was beautiful. You might have noticed I've actually got a tan. I can't believe I've got a tan because yesterday I could actually sit out in that. It was beautiful. I mean, it was chilly as far as by Spanish standards, and the sun kept going in and the clouds came out. But I was saying today, when you're in Spain, well, certainly at this time of year, you can't sit in it for very long. So you don't actually get tan, because an hour would be the maximum that I would sit out at this time of year. And that would be early hours of the morning, maybe at 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 9 o'clock. And then an hour is the most you can stand. But I sat out yesterday virtually all day in and out. We were in and out, we were chatting, we had lunch outside, etc., dinner outside. And I've actually caught the sun. I think I thought, God, I have to go to Manchester for a suntan. So I have enjoyed it. But having said that, even already, I've only been here a week and a bit. I'm going to be here another week yet. I won't be going back to Spain till the first couple of days of August. I am getting a bit fed up with it now, and it's only been a week because it's every day. One of my nephews was moving house today, and he had to do it in this weather. It's poured down from, it poured down all day. So I don't think it's actually raining at the moment. Oh, no, it's still raining. It's still raining. So, I've forgotten what that is. It is nice for a while, but I will be sick of it. But that's why it'd be good to get back to Spain, see some blue skies, see some sun. But just as good as it was to come here and get away from the sun, I'm still hoping that when I get back, it'll be a little bit cooler. Oh, hang on, I've missed. Hi, Persephone. Hi, Lara. Yeah, I have got a tan. I know, it's brilliant. I thought, God, I'm fancy having to go to Manchester to get a tan. No, do you know what? Normally it's every Saturday is curry night. We had curry last night, and because my niece and her fiance were going out, they got me in. Guess what they got me in to have, which is lovely. a paella. So I'm having paella after this. They got me a paella from, I don't know, some supermarket. So I'll be having paella. Pauline, what? Hotels and roads have been evacuated. What for? What have they been evacuated for? What they eat? Oh, my niece's going to Turkey soon. She's going to Turkey in August. Hope it's not too hot for her. Trish, it's been raining for you as well. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. Well, I'm not enjoying it. I mean, I don't have to go out and do anything in it. You know, it's been a bit of a duvet day today, making a few videos and stuff like that, which has been quite nice, you know, to actually make a video and put that video out for us to talk about, etc. Because when it's nice, you go out more. Hi, Mel. Fires and smoke in roads. What is that like? Forest fires? Yeah. Oh dear me. Well, that always happens, doesn't it? Okay, so yeah, so I decided to look into Andrew Snowden a bit and fight, because a lot of people have said to me, did he really say that about, oh, what did he really say about the day they even predicted the day that Nicola would be found? Now, this to me, I'm going to, oh, don't say that. Baggage handlers going on strike, great. I'll probably get stuck at the airport. And it's so expensive at the airport, because I had quite a delay coming out here, 2 hours. And it's so expensive at the airport, isn't it? You know, so I'd spent like 50 quid before I'd even got here. Just trying to get drinks and something to eat, and maybe not 50 quid, maybe that's a bit dramatic, but certainly 20 or 30 quid. Everything's very expensive here. I'm like going around like, how much? You know, I just can't believe how expensive everything is. But there you go. That's the UK, isn't it? Unfortunately, a lot of things are expensive. Anyway, so what am I doing? So I'm going to present the video that I did earlier, but because what I want to do is us to watch it together. Now I'm going to comment on it, and you can tell me, because hopefully you've watched it, maybe you've seen it. Right, so what am I looking at now? Why don't we trust Andrew Snowden? Right, let me just make sure you can see it. It's taking a little while, sorry. Yeah. Oh, Ruth, I did look up about you. Sorry, I did look up about your dad. Go back to the beginning. Hi, Princess. Okay, so I want to look at this video. I'm so glad when I get back home. About Nicola, works predicting an internet that works properly.
Very much in the national spotlight earlier this year during the huge and high-profile operation trying to find Nicola Bulley. You've commissioned an independent review into that operation, haven't you? I know you won't want to say anything that will prejudge that. And I just ask you this: have you ordered that review because you think it's good practice, or because you have particular concerns yourself?
I think for me, you know, thoughts remain with Nicola's family and her friends. What is an absolutely tragic time, and every single step of the way that we're going with this review, family liaison officers are in place, and we're making sure that we do it with sensitivity to them as possible. And the reason that we've commissioned the review is because, yes, it is good practice when such a major story has come out and there's been such public concern to address that public concern and ask the questions and get somebody independent to come in. I'm also concerned that in a modern policing era, in a policing investigation that was sadly correct in its hypothesis all the way.
So he says it was correct, sadly correct in its hypothesis all the way through. So, you know, just what you're saying, you just know this review is going to be a waste of time. And why is the review taking 5 months? I mean, it just occurred to me today when I was talking about it. What review takes 5 months? What have they got to review? You know, how much, you know, is it really going to take 5 months of interviewing the people concerned? They've already looked into supposedly the actual welfare check. They've not even mentioned the fact that, you know, what came out at the inquest of Nicola having to go to A&E the next day. And that welfare check, all they said in the end was they were happy that, you know, nothing. There were a couple of lessons to learn, weren't there, according to him, but nothing. And now it's going to take them 5 months to look into the rest of it. It's just, it is a total, you know, whatever happened, maybe they were right or whatever, you know, whatever you believe about what happened to Nicola Bulley, whether you believe that she was let down by the police, some people say she wasn't, some people say she was, whether you believe the inquest result, whether you don't believe it, doesn't matter. This situation has been completely mishandled, and then they're just turning around and blaming people on TikTok or social media people, etc. So annoying.
Along, in which officers predicted correctly, very sadly, even the day that Nicola's body would tragically be found, and yet. So
where did that come from? That's disappeared off everything except TikTok. So no wonder he hates TikTok, because he can't. His things are on TikTok and you can't get rid of him. He's taken it off everything else. It's not on any of the mainstream stuff. So how did they know the day that Nicola would be found? This is my whole thing. And if they did, you know, what did they work? How did they calculate that? But anyway, let's imagine for some weird and mystical reason they did know. Then why weren't they? Why did Jason have to ring the police to get? You know, why weren't they searching? Anyone could have seen the body, according to Jason. How he saw it first of all when it was floating in the river. Why weren't they there? Why wasn't Nicola's partner and friends there? So what was it? Oh, we're not bothering looking today because it's Sunday. We're going to have a duvet day. Oh yeah, you know, let's have a family day today. Yeah, our friend, our partner's missing, but we're not going out looking. You know, I just would have been there. You wouldn't, certainly all the daylight hours, I would have been there. I would have been in the river myself, wading the river. If it was my dog, never mind, it was my partner. These are the things that I don't understand. So they knew what day she would be found. Of course, Emma knew what day she would be found, because she was talking about the last push. On the Friday, Emma was talking about the last push. So she knew it would be the last one. Funny, isn't it? Everybody knew, but nobody was there except Jason.
It became such a story, particularly in the national papers, about bungling, incompetent cops, yet they were right all along. So how did the police lose control?
So it became a story about bumbling, incompetent cops, but they were right all along. I'm sorry, but they weren't.
Of that narrative, and I'm grateful to outlets like the Lancashire Post, BBC Radio Lancashire, Lancashire Telegraph, Blackpool Gazette, all who were very measured and sensible in their reporting and listened to what the police were saying. But that wasn't the case with a lot of the national newspapers, and then this became an internationalized, sensationalized story, and TikTok in particular, and online amateur detectives pushing conspiracy theories out, which resulted in violent.
Okay, so TikTok people in particular and social media armchair detectives. So let's just think about that for a minute. So who was it who stated clearly she's not in the river? I'm 100% certain she's not in the river. I think the phone was a decoy. Did I say that? Did you say that? Did any other social media person say that? No, Paul said that. Paul, in his interview that he volunteered for, and also let's not forget the 17 interviews that Emma did that she volunteered for. Nobody made them do those interviews. He's not even mentioning them. So you can't blame it on social media and TikTok and this armchair detective. Social media reacts to situations. So if there's nothing to react to, social media doesn't react to it because there's nothing to react to. So when Paul did his interviews, when he said it was a decoy, when he demanded that all the outbuildings were searched, it was definitely wasn't the river and it was a decoy. You know, social media went on and studied his videos and they took their opinion of it. He put himself out there. I didn't put him out there. It's like him with his Twitter account where his baby's all over it. I haven't put his baby on there. I didn't put Paul Ansell's children on his GoFundMe page. He put it on. And then you turn around and say, oh, it's all social media's fault or TikTokers and all. It's so annoying because it just isn't true. If it was true, I'd be the first to admit it, but it's not. Social media reacts to events, reacts to things that happen, what people say. Certainly, I mean, you'd probably get some that make up things completely. But again, you know, that comes, I mean, I've seen a few YouTubers totally make things up, which really annoys me because they give other YouTubers a bad name. You can't go making things up or, you know, making videos about anonymous posts. And, oh my God, I've had to literally have had to stop watching everybody because I just get so angry if they're not copying your content, like practically that happens a lot, and it's so difficult not to react sometimes, but I'm not going to react because I don't want to get dragged into any dramas. So if they're not copying your content because they've got nothing else, because they can't be asked looking up their own content, what they're doing is making things up, because that's easy. I could sit here every day, make something up about Nicola Bulley or any case that attracts attention. And, you know, because unfortunately, you know, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, YouTube, it is monitored in something, but you know, you can sometimes, I think you can say, I don't understand YouTube. Sometimes I get limited monetization for things. I think why, and then other times I don't for things that I think, oh, maybe if it's about a serial killer and that maybe it should be limited. So I don't understand YouTube and how it works. I genuinely don't. But basically, it seems like people say more or less what they want. So it's very frustrating watching other YouTubers sometimes because then I get angry, especially with the ones that make things up. If someone wants to steal my content, well, if they're that desperate, let them get on with it. But someone who makes things up, they give YouTubers a bad name. I don't like that. I really don't like that because, you know, when you're on YouTube and people like watching you, you know, people trust you and you should be honest in what you say. Gosh, I ranted a little bit there, didn't you? I better just make sure you're all okay. Oh, Angela, your membership star has disappeared, you're saying. Why is that then? Have you logged in on a different device than you normally log in on? Yeah, you know who that is, David, don't you? Angela, are you on a different device? Sometimes that happened to Princess once, I think. Yeah, exactly. He started the speculation. People react. We react. Yeah, see, Caroline's is still there. Did you? Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're still. I'll have to check and see if you're still up there. You know, I haven't taken it off. You can't take it off, as far as I know. It normally comes up automatically. But Angela, if you're on a different device, that might be why. If you're on a different device. Yeah. Hi, Shelley. Look, unfortunately, the fact is, look, when there's different reasons for being on you. I like doing it, and yeah, it's lovely if you earn money from it. Don't get me wrong, it's brilliant. Everybody needs to live, and people should get paid for the effort that they put into making videos. If they do put any effort into it, of course, some people don't. But it's not that. It's like, but you've still got to have your what's the word? You've got to have your integrity. You've got to have your integrity. You've got to say what you think. You know, I still say I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is something's not right. It's not right. The inquest was a speculation, and all those things are the things that make people worry. And like this guy, the thing about him is, you know, he is the Police and Crime Commissioner. I say I'm laughing as I say it because it's like, but it's a serious job. You can't get much more serious job, can you, than being the Police and Crime Commissioner for a big county like Lancashire? How much more of a serious job? You know, it's a difficult job. Don't get me wrong, it's a difficult job. But he's like just having a beano, isn't he? He's just like having fun. Yeah, yours is still there, Joanne. George, I'm not from Barnsley, but I think, you know what? I have lost a lot of my accent over the years, but being here for a week and talking with the family and everything, it does come back. Yeah, there's some. Anyway, let's have another look at your man, and I just want to see the end of this, of what he says. And then I'm going to look at his Twitter, but I'm not going to look at that on this video. I'm going to look at it on the
abuse towards Nicola's family and friends. How did that get so out of hand? And that is one of the clear work streams for the review of the college.
Well, it got so out of hand because Nicola's family and friends, meaning Paul, they were all over the telly. That's how it got out of hand. That wasn't even the police's fault, to be fair. If Emma wouldn't have done 17 interviews, nobody would have noticed her. If Paul wouldn't have done that great big long interview where he said she definitely wasn't in the river and the phone was a decoy and all that, nobody would have thought of it. They brought it on themselves.
The criticism that was aimed at the force wasn't just directed at the confidence that they had in their hypothesis about what station
Sorry about that.
Felt uncomfortable or had pause for thought.
Well, the ICO have made their statement on the release of that information. I have my own personal private views. This is one area.
I'd like to know what his personal and private views are. He says, I've got my own personal and private views. I wonder what they are.
Would want to preempt, and I think I'll let college do their work on that, and then we'll be happy to discuss that once that review is concluded. But I wouldn't want to preempt the outcome of that.
No, he doesn't want to preempt the review. Let's wait till September. It's not that far off now, but you know, nothing will happen, and then it'll be waiting for something else. It's
just finally on this. How close was your contact with the force during that period? Because obviously the force operationally independent.
I can't direct and control operational resources.
Right, that's not very good. I'm going to turn that off because when I had to make that in the other room. Anyway, okay, so there you go. That was the video where he said that they knew the day that Nicola was found. He won't discuss that now. I pointedly asked him that twice in an email, and although I've got those stock emails back from his, I don't know, the woman in his office or whatever that he's probably authorised, but he hasn't answered. So, you know, yeah, it's like that. Why did he say that? And the police even knew the day she would be found. I mean, what a weird thing to say. How could they know that? Did they calculate? I mean, you know, if what happened was some expert said to them, oh, if somebody dies in the river, then it'll take so long for the body to float. You know, even though they all look for it, don't forget the police, PC Thackeray, PC Plod at the interview said how they searched everything, and then of course Peter Falding searched everything, or a lot of it, but she was not found. So what are they saying? That the police calculated that, you know, decomposition, etc., would bring the body to the surface on that particular day? You know, this is why, Mel. Yeah, but you know, like saying but what then? I think, what is the reason for the cover up? There's no. I think if they're covering up anything, they're covering up the fact that they made a total cojones, if you know what cojones means. They made a total cojones of it right from the beginning. So maybe they're trying to cover that up a bit. Hi, Julie, are you okay? Oh, and Jimmy. Hope Jimmy's okay. Hope everything's going okay. You know, if that's the right thing to say with your dad. I hope you're coping okay anyway. So yeah, the big smile that Paul had, there's all those things. So you know, I don't know. Okay, so the other thing then that I want to go and look at, and it came up on that video, but I'm just going to go into the actual, because the internet wasn't very good on that video. I can't wait to get home for that reason, getting to doing, I've got so many videos ready to do. I've got the St. Michael's on Weir footage. I'm not going to do it on here because it won't turn out right, and I want to do it properly. I want to do a video, you know, I did the video about my partner's inquest, but I want to look at it properly and put a proper video to, oh, there's lots of things. I'd like to look into the Dan Wootton thing, and, you know, see whether we think that's a storm in a teacup or if it genuinely, you know, there's a lot of things I want to talk about with that. There's the serial killer in the Long Island serial killer, or the Gilgo Beach. Oh, it's just, you know, there's always something going on, isn't there? So let's have a look at your man on Twitter. That's what I'm going to look at. Because did you see when I went through his Twitter, he's so inappropriate with his posts. You know, this guy is the Police and Crime Commissioner. I know that he's probably, maybe he is, you know, trying to be a man of the people, but he's like, all those posts about beer and wine and food, and, you know, that's what an influencer would do, a YouTuber. You know, I put, oh yeah, I'm having a nice glass of wine, or I'm drinking some sangria, or I'm having a nice paella, or whatever. But I'm not the Police and Crime Commissioner for Lancashire. That's a serious job, and if he wants to do those things, he should do that on his. He should have a personal, sort of private Twitter or whatever he wants to go on. You know, for him and his family and his friends. Why is he showing all that to the world? Right. So I'm going to go on to his Twitter now with you, because it's just, honestly, for me, it's like, yeah, and why post images of his baby? I really don't get that, because we're, you know, as a YouTuber, I feel really, so I was trying to skate past the pictures, but there's so many of them, it's really difficult to avoid putting them on at all. You know, but then I thought, well, hang on a minute, he's put them on there, so is it, you know, you can't say to me, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you should. They're public, they're totally public, so, you know, I just skate over them as quick as possible. The baby is a spit of him, though, definitely. My goodness, he couldn't deny him. Walter. So look, let's look at his picture. Look, he's always got that smirk on his face. It's like there's no, shouldn't he be quite serious as a Police and Crime Commissioner? I mean, it's not, he's not, you're not like the Minister for Fun, is he? You know, he's not, He's the Minister for Crime in a place that's got a lot of crime. Serious crime. I feel like Katie Hopkins now. I'm getting my wine out. I'm on the red wine tonight. I'm having a little drinky poos. Yeah, so why is he always... Well, gosh, I don't drink as much as this guy. My God. So, yeah, look at the smile. The smile. He's loving every minute of it. He's never got a serious face. You know, like, even when he's sort of talking about serious issues, and I don't just mean Nicola's case, I mean all, you know, well, at the end of the day, all the cases he deals with are serious. Because he's the crime commissioner, you know, so there's nothing that he'll be talking about that won't be serious. That's why his posts about food and all that, and his smiles and his Top Gun. Oh, look, he looks quite serious on that one. He's quite serious on that. You know, well, he's not smiling, put it that way. There's something about him. But let me go down. There. Now, this is a family thing. You shouldn't really do that, I don't think. Even not only for the baby, but, you know, if I mean, obviously his wife, she's going to get used to being known as his wife. But, you know, that I take it that was her parents or his parents. I don't know, just look, all the baby. I mean, it's lovely to see pictures of a baby. But, oh, and this is where he put the post on about his friend dying. And then literally a couple of days later, oh, has that disappeared? Where is it? Oh, he put a food thing on there. There it is. Yeah, literally 3 days later. Just doesn't seem to go together. I don't know. And the videos that he makes where he's doing the slow walk, like the, you know, Top Gun sort of, yeah. Look, smiling, laughing. He is the crime commissioner. He's not the Minister for Fun. I mean, I don't know if it's him who's cooking all this, but it's like he's quite a good cook. Yeah, other than making a mess, what do these 4 plates tell you I am doing and therefore what I am making? So, yeah, he's obviously the chef. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, anyway, there's a lot of things that I won't say, but I'm not sure about him, you know. I think if I was his wife, I don't know. But anyway, never mind. Can't talk about that, definitely. Okay, so... yeah, go, look, big smiles, big smiles. He's loving that job, isn't he? Now, as a police and crime commissioner, well, maybe you would be, look, but do you not think he's enjoying it a little bit too much? He's enjoying it, it's all fun and games. It's not funny being the police and crime commissioner. It's not fun. It's serious. And maybe, you know, hopefully he has reduced crime. I certainly hope so. But I think he's a career politician. I think watch out for him. Sooner or later, he might be running for Prime Minister. You know, that's what I think is his goal. You know, he's this is just a temporary stop on the way. I mean, he is at least from Lancashire, I suppose. That permanent grin like Tony Blair. But at least Tony Blair was, I don't know, a bit more serious or seeming. But yeah, and he shouldn't be putting pictures of his baby on there. Or if he puts pictures of his baby on there, the face should be blocked. Or I don't know. I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't put pictures of my child on social media. You know, we all know what some people do with pictures of babies. Unfortunately, they do that. And he's the crime commissioner. He should know more than anyone. So I'm not sure what that is. So which Katie are you talking about, Chumber? I might have missed something there. You're saying Katie is a great woman. Yeah, Charlie, it was funny when the dog went for him, wasn't it? I mean, I loved that. That dog, it looked like it really wanted to take a chomp out of him, didn't it? Anyway. Oh, talk about Katie now, yeah. Yeah, now, you know, Katie Hopkins, I was watching her today, and yeah, there's a lot of things I don't agree with her, but I like her because she says what she thinks. Sometimes the comment, you know, they're perhaps, but it's what she thinks. She says what she thinks. And if I don't agree with what she's saying, I just turn her off. If it's a video that I think, oh no, that's a bit too much for my, you know, for my views, I just turn her off. You know, you can't, the thing is, you cannot agree with someone 100% of the time. And just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean to say that they can't say what they want to say. You know, within reason, obviously, not go on and say, I'll go and murder someone or whatever. But, you know, just saying this is what I think, as long as it, but there's so many things that I agree with her on. And I find that a bit scary, because there would have been a time when I wouldn't have, you know, I just wouldn't have ever thought I would have agreed with her about anything. But I do, because she does say what she thinks. Exactly, Chumba. You don't always, you don't, oh, I'll put it on in a minute, Jennifer. I'll put on about the dog. It's great. I don't always agree, but we can agree to differ, can't we? We're grown-ups, aren't we? We don't have to fall out, like, you know, as long as we're respectful to each other, to say, oh, sorry, I don't agree with that, I think this. I just don't, you know, that's the same on my channel. If somebody comes on my channel and says whatever, as long as they say it respectfully and they're not nasty to other people as well, other chatters and that. So I don't like that. It's that, you know, I'm on YouTube, I've set myself up on YouTube, and I know I'm going to get, that's what I like about Katie as well. She can take it. So you can, you know, she doesn't take offense when people say nasty things to her. And they do say really nasty things, actually. They do more than just disagree with her. Sometimes the very personal things that people say to her, and she has to soak it up. So, you know, she takes it as part of, you know, she just takes it part of being on YouTube. She can't go, she was saying what I was watching today, she was saying how she can't get a job on mainstream media. She doesn't want a job on mainstream media because she always gets cancelled because she says what she thinks. And you know, the mainstream media now is so bland. It's like, you know, you just watch it and you just think, well, you know, it's not even true, half of it. Joanne, oh, you're going down for a walk around the country lanes. Oh, lovely. You know what? I'm going to still carry on walking my dogs through countryside and stuff like that. And, you know, and sometimes even before the Nicola Bulley thing, I'd be worried or whatever. And I'd just think, no, I'm going to let that worry stop. You know, I should be able to walk. Anybody should be able to walk down a country lane if they want to. And unfortunately, you do get weirdos occasionally on that. But you know what? You can be walking through a city. You can be walking along your own street and get a weirdo. You know, it's like, so you've got to do what you enjoy doing, I think. Let's have a look at this dog. So, because a couple of people haven't seen the thing about the dog. So I'm going to find that and share it, because I just thought, oh, that dog. I felt like the dog really wanted to take a chomp out of him. Did you think that? Because there's a picture of his little boy there in the high chair. Oh, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. It's not even, no, because he's using his child. He's using his child as a political tool. Really, that's what he's doing. He's using, you know, so that poor child, Walter, is just a political tool as well. Right, let's see if I can find this dog thing. I think it's a bit, when I find it, I'll show you. Just talk amongst yourself for a minute, because a couple of people there just said that they hadn't seen it. I thought it was, oh no, it's further up than that. When I find downloaded it and then I'd have it. In fact, I think I will download it. So it might disappear sooner or later. Ah, God, it can't have disappeared already. Can't have disappeared already, can it? Right, just have to talk between yourselves for a minute while I find it. Thing is, he has so many posts on. I mean, he tweets a lot, and it's funny because what he's doing is wrong. He's tweeting like police things, you know, all this. Oh, 2 million extra for dedicated anti-social behaviour patrols. 950 people were arrested for drug dealing last year. Then next minute, it's a picture of his son in his high chair having his chucky eggs in the morning. It doesn't go, does it? It doesn't. You know, either it's like a informal Twitter, or it's a formal Twitter. Can't be both. I don't know anybody else who does that. Politicians, serious you know, a politician that's in charge of something so serious as the police and crime. Yeah, and then he's at Downing Street, and then then it's his little boy again in his high chair. Very strange. I know he's trying to be. Oh yeah, I found it, so I'm going to present this now. I know he's trying to be a man of the people. Maybe that's better, but you watch this dog. I think this dog was trying to get a chunk out of him. Because it tried to go for him again, and the policeman had to get it back. He probably thought, idiot. Probably thinks, what is it? Prat. He's a prat.
Good boy.
Good boy. Good boy. I tell you what, I wish our German Shepherd was as well trained as this one. Can't wait to get at him. Oh!
Good boy. Good boy. You'll do that. Stand still. Piper, out! Down. Back away from him. Still facing. Stay.
He's dying to go for it.
Stay.
No, come!
He tried to go to him for another go then. The Gary called it. Well, let's have one more because I do like watching it. Come on. Oh, it's buffering. Yeah, it's buffering. Why is it doing that? Yeah, well, we've seen it, but do you know what? One thing I've been surprised at while I've been here is how bad the internet is in the UK. I thought the internet would be brilliant in the UK because it's such a small country. Like Spain's a massive country, and you know I mean, I live in a little town, but so we've got not a bad internet connection, but I have to have a booster. And I thought, oh, the internet will be fine in the UK. It's actually rubbish, isn't it? It's rubbish internet. You tried to go for him again, didn't it? I'm going to tell you a little story now about, before I finish, I'm going to tell you a little story about a policeman with a dog. When I lived in Reading, I've always got a story. I might have told it before, just have to tell me if I have. One night, my cat, which was such a lovely cat, but I had two cats actually, but one of them, so affectionate, lovely cat, but it was a hunter. It was a killer. I don't know, any of you who've ever had cats, you'll know they have different personalities. I had one that never brought anything in, and I had this other one that was the most affectionate cat you could ever want, but was always bringing birds in. And I lived in a flat on the first floor, and there was like a sash window with a flat roof. And one day I'm just sat in the living room watching the TV, and bloody cat, I hear the cat turn around. The cat's got a hamster. It's brought a hamster in, a golden hamster. And I'm thinking, my God, I have no idea where it got to this day. I don't know where it got that hamster from. It must have been in someone's garden, or it had escaped or whatever. Anyway, so there it is with this hamster. So I go to try and get the cat to get the hamster off it, because I know it's going to kill the hamster. I mean, the hamster was alive. It dropped it. The hamster ran off. Sorry, it went through the window onto the flat roof, then it dropped the hamster. So I went out of the window, picked up the hamster. As I'm bringing the hamster back into the house, it bit me, and my hand, it really bit me really hard, bit my hand, thumb sort of area. There was blood everywhere. Anyway, later that night, so I've got this hamster, rescued it, put it in a box or whatever I did with it, trying to think what I'm going to do with it. And later that night, I see someone walk past my window, past my bedroom window on this flat roof outside. So I phoned the police, and they sent round a guy. I must say, they were there really quick. It was there within 5 minutes. Sent round a PC plot, a uniformed officer with a German Shepherd. And so in they go. Into the bedroom, and like he's looking at, and he said, where did you see him? I said, oh, on the roof out there. So he goes out the window with the dog on this flat roof, and then he gets all excited because there's blood all over the windowsill, because you know, the hamster had bit me and I'd bled all over the window. So he's like, the dog's alerted to the blood. And he's gone, oh, there's blood on this windowsill. And it's all, oh, it was like, you know, it's like some detective film. So then I had to tell him the story then, like, oh, well, actually, my cat brought a hamster in. And, you know, it just sounds ridiculous when you're saying it. You think, God, it don't even sound real. Anyway, that's what happened. Oh, and then the person walking past the window turned out to be my next door neighbour, who'd locked himself out. So he climbed up on the roof and walked across to get him through his window. Oh dear. And that poor little hamster, I kept it for a while, and in the end somebody gave me it sounds ridiculous, but it was a fish tank I used to keep it in. I mean, it had air and everything, obviously I had no water in it, and I put all its straw in there, and I kept it for quite a while. It was a lovely little thing. And then one day I got home from work, and my cat had the top of the fish tank, it got in the fish tank, and the hamster was no more. And I actually don't know what happened. I never found it. He obviously ate it. I don't know what he did with it. He was just gone. So I don't know whose hamster it was, Mel. It was just a hamster my cat brought in. It could have been, must have been in a garden, you know, maybe a free range hamster. Oh dear, I don't know. Oh. Okay, who's talking about caramel popcorn? Went to the cinema the other day. I told you I had some popcorn. It wasn't very nice. Popcorn wasn't very nice either. What's going on in Britain? The popcorn was crap at the cinema. The internet is crap. What's going on? All the things I used to say, you know, the popcorn was better in the UK than it is in Spain. Yeah, poor policeman, hi Indigenous. Poor policeman, poor hamster. I think that policeman, though, it was funny because he was so excited with this blood. You know, he must have thought, oh, God, this is going to be like a big case, like, you know, and then when I had to explain to him that it was a hamster that bit me thumb, I think he thought there was going to be, like, you know, some big, he was probably bored shitless that night or whatever, and he probably thought, oh, the dog's alerting to blood, you know, he's going to be a serial killer, or, oh, I don't know, just crazy things that happen. But that's cats for you. But that was a beautiful cat. It was called Smeagol. He was gorgeous. He was so affectionate, but oh my God, honestly, sometimes I used to come in from work, it was like Hammer House of Horrors in my flat. There were birds' heads, feet, you know, or you just find all sorts all over the place. It was revolting. I don't know what 411's talk about there with the popcorn, but there's obviously something there. Anyway, so 411, you've been with me a long time tonight. I know normally you're off doing your own stuff and that, but oh, the Mitchell Choir, you know, I watched that documentary again when you shared it. That Mitchell Choir case. Oh, it's chilling, that case. But I am going to do that video again. Do you know, I did it quite a while ago and I wasn't really very good at videos, which you think I wasn't now. I am quite good normally, now that I've got the internet and the computer sorted out at home. This being here has just reminded me how difficult it was to make videos before with not very good internet and with a rubbish computer. But so yeah, I am going to do that video again, because that has always got to be remembered, because he's coming up for parole every year now, so we've got to make sure that he never ever gets parole. And I can't believe that his brother is actually out, because I know he didn't murder Lindsay, but what he helped Mitchell do, he should never have been released either, in my opinion. Love the hair. Yes, I bought a nice colour in one of these shops. God, you've got so many shops. That's one thing I do miss about the UK. The shop, well, Manchester anyway. I suppose if you live in a little village, you've not got. But Manchester, where I am, it's like there's so much shopping. I love the shopping. I love it. Trouble is, you know, God, you just never have any money, would you? Because you'd always be buying things. There's too much to buy. The choices. You know, I don't have that much choice where I am, so that's good. You have to rely on Amazon to, you know, for things that you can't get anywhere else. But here, God, you can get everything, can't you? Okay, bye, Persephone. I'm going now. We're all going now, because I'm going to go and have my paella. So I didn't do my housekeeping again, but never mind. I just say thank you to everyone who's members. I don't know why someone was on there saying their membership thing wasn't coming up, which I'm surprised. But hello, Felicity. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've got quite a lot of members now, so there's new members coming all the time. And when I get back, I'm going to make a lot more. You know, there's quite a lot of extra videos on there already. But the membership is €199 a month. It's cancelable anytime. But the best way you can support me is always with the thumbs up, the likes, subscribe, maybe share if you think anyone will be interested. That's the best way. I've also got a new thing on there now where you can do a PayPal me, because somebody was asking about that. I think it was Pauline. Now, Chumba, I'm not doing a live for Serial Killer Sunday, but what I'm going to do is do a video tomorrow morning and put it on for later, because tomorrow I'm out all day and I don't think I'll have time to do a live. But there will be a video. Thank you, 411. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Rachel. So yeah, there will be a video. There'll be a video tomorrow night at the same time, but it won't be live, I'm afraid. Because it's just difficult, because tomorrow I'm out all day with the family and that. Hi, Catherine. Yes, I want to read that book. I've got very high regard for Peter, but you know, that's a whole nother story, isn't it? Anyway, what was the other thing I was talking about? Yeah, so there's a PayPal me, which I think, because somebody was particularly asking about that. I think you can do any amount you want on there, I presume. But that's a new thing that's up, and I really appreciate anyone who sends me whatever amount of, because it just goes towards, I'll say it will be going, at the moment it's a new laptop that it'll be going towards. So love and light to you, Lara. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, so much. Remember to always live and love very carefully. and wisely. Look after yourself first, because you are the most important thing. And I mean that, because I think a lot of us, we don't look after ourselves. I'm guilty of it sometimes as well. You're always looking after everybody else, but you need to look after yourself first and foremost, because you, well, apart from you're worth it, but also if you want to look after everybody else, you've got to look after you, haven't you? And till I see you again, may your God go with you. Thank you so much. Bye.